Here I am up the top at lot 165, which is pretty much the next door neighbours to the Robinsons. This is owned by the Yardleys, who come all the way from England to live here, and at one stage they lived at both at 158 at Maisel's house and also at the Robinsons' house. While they got to this stage, you can see it's been chopped out there. So they gave up and abandoned it and left. As we go here, we can see the famous steps that go down. That was the entrance, because the driveway to this house, or to this block, was actually further up, just above us, just up there, not far at all, is pretty much level with my finger there. That's the Alamein track, and that goes down and joins up to the mountain highway. But as you enter the Alamein track, you do a hard right and you come along here, and this is the driveway to the house. You come along there, but there's a lot of trees now. It's not as flat as it used to be. So that was their access. That was interesting. But another interesting point, I saw these steps are quite steep and actually quite well made. They've got little rocks next to them, ornamental and everything. It looks like they've gone to an effort to build them up here. But just where my finger's pointing there, there's another set of steps that have been formed in concrete. And that's how I got up here. So on my way back, I'll make sure I get some video of that, because I forgot. So see, we're up pretty high and it's nice and flat here. So they had grand plans, but obviously that never happened. There's not much to see here because they put a tent up here and did some work, but other than that, no foundations are ever formed. Okay, here I am at the bottom of the steps. As you can see, there's quite a rise up there. Still in pretty good condition. I like the way they've cemented all these rocks in to give it ornament, and you can see there's a frontage of the house, and this here would have been the driveway running up just up further. I don't know if you can see a sign up there, but that's probably about where the Alamein track is. And it looks like they've taken all the spoil from the where they've at the back of the site here and pushed it all here to give it that level. There's the side view of the steps, as you can see, quite steep. And as the steps, if you look down here, so they did all the brickwork all along the front of the house, coming here, all the way along, up to there. As you can see, here's the level part, not far away. So, obviously had great plans. Maybe the money ran out, or maybe Forestry Commission or Parks Victoria, whoever was in charge, offered them the money and they said, well, let's go buy something that's already made. But still, it's good to see it's still here. And here are those other steps I talked about. I don't know, goes down to 1, 2, maybe 7 treads. It's good access. Must have been to go to the back of the block, because as you can see there, the stairs are just up there near the top of the screen. So obviously it was another access point. There's another side view here, because you just can't see the steps at the moment. But if you go a little bit further along, you can see where it's been chopped out at the back to level the block. Right now, I'm going back to the Robinsons plot, just to maybe get a before and after shot. Just taking a video here. This is pretty much the front of the Robinsons house. Where we found the drainage was about there, which was Gary's told was a washroom. So, and you can see, oh, I can, but not with this camera. About there, that's the top of Alamein Avenue, and Stella Patron's house was just to the right. And hopefully this might be a good indication of where the photo was taken of the Robinsons house that we've got from the front. Which I must also add that they shared the same driveway as the Yardleys. Or the Yardleys shared their driveway. That's how they got to the site. It wasn't from the back, it was from the front. I'm back again at the Robinsons, just having another quick peek at what was left here. Let's see, some drainage and some nice stacked rocks there. Looks like a corner or a pit or for drainage. Maybe been a washroom. Now they all run on tank water here, so it could have actually been where the tanks were. There is something on that stump up there. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but once again, look at this. Bit of formed concrete with rock in it. Something that was never disposed of. I'm not sure what's on that. May have been a sign from an old days, but it's also a star picket up there. Maybe that's probably the boundary. There's actually some more rocks here. Oh, hang on. Once again, not the great world's best clearing has been done. You can see some concrete with Rio in it here. And you can see there, and also there. There's also a bit of it here, larger pieces of concrete, just kind of like being tipped over and left. There's that stump again with something on it, but it just looks like, I don't know, like a ring. And just above us, not more than say 30 metres away, there's the Alamein track. It was a fairly large house, the Robinsons house, but it was all upstairs. All the bottom section was just mainly stumps and stilts to hold it up, and it was beautified by putting on that lattice down the bottom. And this is the view they'd have. That gum tree wasn't there, looking straight up at the mountain, which they probably did. And there's Inverness Avenue right there. Alright, this is the entrance to Alamein Avenue. As you can see, it's still in pretty good nick. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the turn off for the driveways were. I'm gonna say it may have been close to here. maybe here. Looks pretty flat down there. Maybe they've just moved some ground. Looks like a bit of earthworks there, so people wouldn't drive up there. These gates have only been here for about 20 years. You could still drive up here, I don't know, up until the late 1990s. Lovely. Yeah, it is pretty flat along there. We'll just have a quick look, have a look at the back of the Yardley's house. Okay, I'm coming up the track now, and just coming onto the back of the Yardley's house. And next door was the Robinsons. As you can see, the flat part there. So all those trees have grown since then. They would have had a nice view up on the mountain. If I look down the track, you can see I haven't come that far. Maybe 50 metres. So it would have been no problem to put a nice path down there as well. It's quite nice. The steps are about there. If I go up a little bit further, I'll see what I can see of what the Robinsons had. Once again, looks like not too hard a path to go down, even though they're a little bit more towards the front of the block. Looking. I'm going to say about here. Looking down, the block was about here. Just looking for some landmarks, trying to see that bit of gal that was sticking up where the pit was. But yeah, that would have been no hard feat to try and just put a little step down here to access the back, because they owned the land all the way up to here. Would have been the back of the property. And I'm looking over here. I can still see, I don't know if you can see that, just next to that tree there's some more gal sticking up in a piece of concrete. I think that's a bit too far back for the house, but there were two sheds, and those sheds, if you have a look at the picture from the front, were to the side, the right of the house, or the left of the house, sorry, and you could see Stella Petrona's house in the background, which was just up here, where the bend is, and the house was just back a bit on stilts, rising quite high. So there you go. Next night, go down here and see what that gal is. I'm just off Alabama Avenue heading into the Robinson block, and I've got no idea what this is, but there's a bit of concrete pipe. I know there's no properties up there, and it looks like a trough. Actually might be the trough from the wash house. Found its way up here. Who knows? I'm just going down the block now. Oh, I know what that piece of gully is now. It was sticking out of the ground. I think that was the boundary marker that we saw earlier. There you go. You can just see it in there in the centre of the screen. Okay. There's always something that's going to get your mind racing, and here is like a little culvert, a little dugout flat part here, which is only metres away from this boundary fence. I know they had a couple of little sheds and a bungalow on the property. This is the Robinsons we're talking about, so who knows? Who knows what else they had here before it was ripped down. And I have a couple of photos from the early 60s to work on. Just to the left, if I'm looking from the mountain highway, there's just lots of brickwork just buried just beneath the surface here. There's lots and lots of broken bricks. Maybe it was the foundation under the house. I don't know. But I think I'm standing where the house used to be, pretty much. If I'm going to use the those pipes as an indicator. I'll see what else I can find. But yeah, a lot of brickwork in this section, just under the sun. Another piece of drainage that looks like it's come through a concrete in penetration or something to keep it stable. Pretty much on the block where I stand. To give you some kind of reference, the pit is just over there, so could have been anything. Drainage, toilet. Just having another peek. Pretty close to next door there. Let's see, there's the Yardleys once again. I think that'll do for now.